following is a presentation of the Fairfax Network.
Where do I end and my mother begin? This woman who comforts, cuddles, and feeds me. Where do I end and the sunshine begin? I am all the world. I am the air, the blanket, the breast. My arm is the door to the hall, my leg the crib I lie in. My eyes are the light coming through each separate pane in my window. My fingers are my mother's arms. I am all the world, and all the world touches me. I laugh, I cry, I simply smile, and their words become me, and I grow. I am all the world, and all the world shall touch me. From the simplest of words to the most intricate of debates, words glean emotions, relate experiences, share knowledge, and design our future dreams. The give and take of language defines us as humans and guides us to our own unique individuality.
My name is Alexis. My name is Romina. My name is Sanjay. Me llamo Albert. My name is Jack. My name is Caribbean.
How is it that infants begin this innate quest to develop language? Why does a toddler on the brink of talking understand the scope of what we say?
A bunny. Do you like the bunny?
At what point does the preschooler become aware of print or visual symbols, like the McDonald's arches, as a form of language? These are just a few of the questions we will answer today. We'll also explore the amazing fact that most children learn to talk without any difficulty at all. A baby in diapers understands certain words. Toddlers repeat words over and over again, even before they master a cup. A 3-year-old is already creating never before heard sentences, and with them practicing the art of persuasion.
And then red comes, and then green comes.
Oh, the red light and the green light?
Yeah.
Language, this most complex of human processes, is also the most fascinating. Children come into the world with a brain biologically programmed to learn language. Place a healthy newborn in a home where English is spoken, and he will learn the grammatical subtleties of speaking English. Place the same newborn in an environment where Spanish is spoken, and he will speak Spanish. The same if the child were placed in a home where Arabic or French or Czech were the language. When the child's environment and all that it includes is rich with words and experiences, the process begins.
Mira, una persona. A person.
Som sapat.
Papa.
Hyvä.
مين حبيب ماما؟ أنا برافو حبيبي برافو.
Takhle jedou páni, a takhle huláni, a tak sedlák, pác!
In the ordinary sense, language is a system of symbols and rules humans use to communicate with each other, the receipt and delivery of information. Now, imagine, if you will, the forming of a braid. Language, like this braid, requires the strands to work together to create strength, beauty, and purpose. One strand of language is the input system, or receptive language. Future programs will examine the other strand, the output system, or expressive language, and the symbol system of print awareness. Receptive language is what we see and hear and take in. It is the information that we receive. And the capacity for receptive language is there at birth, and some say even before. An infant can discriminate between human voices and other noises, and you could watch as an infant turns her head towards a sound. At about 4 months of age, an infant can tell the difference between a male voice and a female voice, and also the difference between an adult's and a child's. At about 5 months of age, they can respond to their own name. Babies also get a lot of information from the intonation that you use, so that if you speak to a baby in a happy, pleasant voice, then you will be rewarded with a coo. From about, say, birth to 3 months, a baby will look at the speaker intently, and that's how you know they're responding to your voice. They will follow movement with their eyes. They will, again, coo when you speak to them in a pleasant voice. From about 4 to 6 months, a baby will look for the source of a sound. They'll want to know where it's coming from. They will also try to understand the names of some objects, and they will understand phrases like mama, daddy, and bye-bye. From about 7 to 12 months, a baby will be interested in the sounds of objects, the sounds of things that are in their environment. They will, again, recognize the name of some common objects. They will be able to follow some simple directions, such as go get the ball.
Can you go get Mommy the cup? Yes, there's your cup. Can you give it to Mama?
They will be able to understand the difference between no and stop, and they will be able to answer some simple questions.
Tea?
Yeah, tea.
Tea. Would you like a cup of tea?
At about 12 months, a baby can maintain attention for about 2 minutes, and they understand the names of some objects, people, and action verbs. From about 13 to 18 months, the baby really starts to understand new words each week. They can identify body parts such as hair, nose, and eyes. They can identify pictures in a book when named.
Do you see the kids?
Kids.
Yeah.
And at about, let's say, 19 to 24 months, a baby understands possession, like
Horns.
baby shoe.
Mine horns.
You have any horns? Let's see.
They will also be able to recognize the names of pictures and objects when they're named.
And who's this? Bashful. And who's this? Grumpy. That's right.
And they can follow many simple directions.
I'm putting them in the box. Good job. Yay.
From about 25 to 30 months, a baby understands the use of objects.
Okay, what do you do with an umbrella?
You just pop it out.
For what? Do you do it when it's sunny?
No, you do it when it's rainy.
And they understand prepositions like in, on, out of, off. They also understand pronouns like I, me, my, and mine. And from, say, 31 to 36 months, a baby can listen to a simple story. They can also understand the concept of taking turns.
Can he be on the same one with me?
A lot of the babies in my mother's group seem to be developing language faster than my baby. When should I become concerned and seek advice?
If your child has frequent ear infections, you would probably want to have their hearing tested. Unlike adults, an infant's ear canal is shaped differently. It's pretty straight, so sometimes the fluid cannot drain, so they tend to get ear infections. So of course, if a child is not hearing a sound, then there's no way they're going to be able to repeat it. Also, if your child is using more gestures than speech, even if the speech is maybe just single words or not as clear as you think it should be. If they're using lots of gestures, then you might also be concerned and want to take them for a full audiological evaluation. From birth to 3 months, a baby will usually be listening to speech and cooing and gooing. At 4 to 6 months, the baby will be looking for the source of sounds. They should be interested in noisy toys, and they should also attend when the parent calls their name. From 7 to 12 months, if the baby's not babbling in either short or long groups of sounds, if they're not, again, responding to their name, then you may have some concerns. At 1 to 2 years of age, your child should be putting 2 words together to ask questions, like where's Kitty, or to tell you about things, like baby go, and they should be able to sit and listen to simple stories, rhymes, and songs.
Duckies? Is that the duckies? No. Duckies quack quack.
For the 2 to 3-year-old child, they should be noticing environmental sounds such as the doorbell or a fire truck. They should be able to follow 2-part directions, such as get the ball and throw it to me.
Give one to Mommy so that she can do it, okay? Can Mommy help? Yeah, let's let Mommy help.
They should be using 2 to 3 word phrases to talk about things and to ask for things.
What kind of piggy is that?
It's a thumb piggy.
It's a thumb piggy.
And they should understand the difference in meaning between stop and go. You should be concerned if a 3 or 4-year-old does not hear you when you call from another room, if they cannot answer simple who, what, or where questions, and if they're not understood by people outside of the family.
Which of those are you going to do first? All right.
A preschooler whose receptive language is not functioning accurately would probably not be interested in a purely verbal story, and they may not even be able to follow the theme of one with pictures. They would probably say what a lot. They would not be able to follow directions and would probably look to other children to follow their lead, and they might seem like they're in another world. The child with good receptive language will hear sounds, words, and groups of words. They'll hear them accurately in the correct order, and they will remember and understand what they hear.
And getting some acorns.
My acorns in there.
A child may have problems with receptive language due to lack of exposure, health issues, problems in their language system, or they may not be able to hear or process accurately. A child who has some auditory processing problems might confuse words that sound similar. If they're really engrossed in something, they will not pay any attention to someone who says something to them. They may have a sensitivity to or complain about noises or sounds as being too loud. And they may also forget or confuse directions when several are given in one sentence.
The child 1 to 3 years old lives in a frenzy of words, symbols, communication. She gathers up words as if air particles. She thrives on voices, rhythms, intonations, and inflections. It is at this time that a child will reflect his or her experiences. Immerse the child in words, songs, pictures, stories, poems, anything that is language, and you won't be disappointed. As a child absorbs all of this, he is preparing to give back. His brain is building the connections for language. A child who hears words will return words.
There's a papa bear.
Papa bear.
And here comes a mommy bear.
Mommy bear.
And I'm the little baby bear.
A child who shares in the interaction of talk, listen, will return with conversation.
Because it's brown. Because the big people like spicy and the little kids like not spicy. Okay.
A child who has the opportunity for many multisensory experiences with language and life, seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, moving, smelling, will return with original ideas, reasoning abilities, and expression of fresh thoughts, feelings, and needs.
Gentle. Gentle hands. Yes, that's Scruffy's head. Pat, pat, pat.
Babies clamor for the complex, highly intonated speech their caring adults give them, parentese. Experts believe the high pitch, slow pace, and musical rhythms of parentese help children fortify the brain circuits that let them identify the phonemes, which are the individual and distinct sounds of language. This is the critical step to understanding and producing speech.
What is parentese? What does it look like? What does it sound like?
Parentese is a term that is used to refer to the way parents speak with babies and toddlers. It's the inflection in the voice, the high pitch that we tend to use when speaking with a teeny tiny one.
Watch them go way up. There they go, way up in the sky.
It's when you tell a story and you don't use the monotone. You would not say, and Goldilocks tried Papa Bear's chair. You would say, Goldilocks sat in Papa Bear's chair and it was too hard. Goldilocks sat in Mama Bear's chair and it was too soft. And then she sat in Baby Bear's chair and it was just right. And then she went up the steps, up the steps. Things tend to be in a high pitch and with expression and smiles and feedback to the baby of things that they are doing and responding to the expression on their face when you speak with them.
Hi, hi, hi. Here are your toes. Here are your toes. These are your feet. Feet, 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 feet.
Parentese with a preschooler kind of changes. You drop your tone down some. You're not going to do as sing-songy. You'll still use a lot of facial expressions when talking to children, but you want to expand their language. You want to give them other words for familiar words in familiar stories.
What does he have?
He has grapes and bananas.
Bunches.
In the book Goodnight Moon, there's a bowl of mush. You might talk about what mush is. It's like oatmeal. It tastes kind of soft and gooey and sloppy, and you might expand on the texture of the mush, another word you could use for it, and in the story it's rhyming, so you might talk about other rhyming words. So you're expanding the vocabulary and the use of language with them. So you continue with making things interesting by your intonation, your expression, and slowing things down so they get the different words and phonemes of speech.
Change the words to a familiar song, such as Old MacDonald, and use your child's, pet's, or friend's name in it.
Dogs. E-I-E-I-O.
The brain grows exponentially fast in the first 2 years of life. If you look at head size curve, next time you go to your pediatrician and the pediatrician's measuring the fronto-occipital circumference of the child's head, in other words, the head circumference, and you look at that graph, you will see that head size curve just rises logarithmically the first 2 years of life, particularly the first year. And then at age 2, at 24 months, it just sort of levels out year by year until you reach adult head size at 18 to 21 years of age. But what's so interesting is what governs that fast rate of head growth is brain growth. And it is the growth of the brain in those first 2 years and in the fetal life that's manifest in that way. In the pediatric brain, there's a lot more potential. There's a lot of plasticity that goes on. And PET studies, of which we're now involved in researching, using as research tools, are showing that language is bilaterally represented in children's brains. And there's enough plasticity that if a child has a stroke or some other insult, before the age of 4, 5, 6 years, they can switch sides. You can reroute, you can make new routes. We wanted to talk a little bit about multilingualism. And there's no doubt that the best time to learn extra languages is early. That's common sense, but it's true, and research bears that out. That not only includes extra foreign languages, but the language of music, or signing, or other sorts of communicative measures.
Hey!
Pío, 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 dicen los pollitos cuando tienen hambre, cuando tienen frío.
As the opening poem demonstrated, infants, toddlers, and even our preschoolers are highly egocentric. The world truly does seem to revolve around them. Words do become them.
What does the lion say?
Wow.
Wow, very good.
Our job is to nurture this intense period of physical, social, intellectual, emotional, and linguistic growth. Opportunity is key. Without knowing it, we strengthen the neuronal circuits that join sounds and meanings together in a child's brain. When we speak slowly and clearly enunciate, children are better able to imitate us.
Say bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye.
It helps the child when we repeat words in relation to an object or action. Then the child more easily makes the connection.
It looks like a swimming suit. It's a diaper. It's not like the diapers we wear, though, because this diaper has a pin in it.
When we converse with our children, they are not passive, but become active acquirers of language. Give feedback.
Yeah, you pointed your chin too.
The efforts we put forth now will be rewarded time and time again as our children grow. What you get back in return will amaze you.
And what is this?
I didn't know she knew octopus.
Look at a picture book with your child. Talk about the items on the page and what they are called. Name an item and ask the child to find it. Then point to an item and ask the child to name it.
Where's the circles?
Circles.
Yeah. Do you think they're making a snowman?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you see the snowman? Where's the snowman?
Snowman.
Yeah.
Make puppets out of paper bags. Give your children colored markers and stickers to decorate the bags. Ask them to name the colors of the markers.
Great job. Very nice. You're so creative.
Ask your budding architect to tell you the colors of the blocks they are using as they build. Ask the child to match the color to some object in the room.
Whoa. Try hold it. Try to hold it. Try to hold it. Whoa!
Teach, pantomime, sing, practice, and perform simple songs like Patty Cake, Ring Around the Rosie, and Where is Thumpkin?
Today, sir, very well, I thank you. Run away, run away.
Please join us next time when we look at encouraging words, enriching expressive language. Thanks. See you then.